You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 31st of January. Indian President addresses Parliament as budget session begins. China backs Pakistan claims against India, says accusations worth our attention. And Maldives prosecutor general brutally stabbed amid political standoff. And now for all the details. Kick-starting the last session of the parliament ahead of the general election, India's President Draupadi Murmu on Wednesday delivered her inaugural address in the new parliament building. Highlighting government's accomplishments over the past years, President Murmu said the achievements that people are seeing today are the extension of the practices of the last 10 years. She said, despite global challenges, the government has kept the inflation under control, not allowing the burden to increase on common citizens. The year 2023 was a historic year for India when it grew the fastest among major economies despite the global crisis. India grew about 7.5% for 2 consecutive quarters, she said.
माननीय सदस्यगण, बीता वर्ष भारत के लिए ऐतिहासिक उपलब्धियों से भरा रहा है। इस दौरान देशवासियों का गौरव बढ़ाने वाले अनेक पल आए। दुनिया में गंभीर संकटों के बीच भारत सबसे तेजी से विकसित होती बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बना। लगातार 2 क्वार्टर से भारत की विकास दर 7.5% से ऊपर रही है।
The interim budget will be presented by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Thursday, which will be the Modi government's last before the general elections this year. It is expected to buck a trend of spending big on new vote garnering measures and focus on infrastructure. Days after India refuted claims of involvement in targeted killings by Pakistan and called it a malicious propaganda, China on Wednesday backed Islamabad and said the accusations were worth Beijing's attention. China's foreign ministry in a presser said that China stands for strengthening counter-terrorism cooperation among all countries to jointly fight all forms of terrorism. China has several times put a hold on India-backed proposal to list Pakistan-based terrorists at a UN Security Council Sanctions Committee, which had led New Delhi to accuse Beijing of double-speak and double standards in fighting terrorism. However, India has not reacted to the Chinese statement yet. Pakistan has claimed that it had credible evidence linking Indian agents to the assassination of 2 terrorists last year. Mohammad Riaz, affiliated with the terror outfit Lashkar-e-Taiba and one of the main conspirators behind the Dangri terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir in 2023, was shot down in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir last year. In yet another setback for Imran Khan, a Pakistani court on Wednesday sentenced the former premier and his wife Bushra Bibi to 14 years in jail in a case related to illegal selling of state gifts. The verdict by an anti-graft court also includes a 10-year disqualification from holding any public office. The Wednesday's judgment comes a day after Khan was handed a 10-year jail term in another case in which he was convicted of revealing state secrets just a week before national elections. Denying the charges, Khan's media team has said the decision against the PTI Supremo popped up like a predetermined process in play. Another sad day in our judicial system history, which is being dismantled, it said. Khan has been fighting dozens of cases since his fallout with powerful military and ouster from power in 2022. While he has been disqualified from contesting the February 8 elections, his party PTI is contesting the polls amid a state crackdown and without an electoral symbol. Moving on, there has been growing unrest in Gilgit-Baltistan with daily protests being held against increase in subsidized wheat prices and other grievances. A report.
Routine life has remained disrupted in parts of Gilgit-Baltistan as protests have intensified against increase in subsidized wheat prices and other grievances. There has been an anti-Pakistan sentiment for the past 1 year over inflation and wheat crisis that have made life miserable for the people in the occupied region. Regular strikes are being held on the call of the Awami Action Committee.
आप देख रहे हैं इस वक्त पूरा गिलगित बल्तिस्तान सरापा एहतिजाज है और चूंकि हमारे उस अलामती एहतिजाज से हुकूमत टस से मस न हुई तो हमें थोड़ा सा अपना स्टेप सख्त करना पड़ा, शटर डाउन, लॉकडाउन और चलो चलो गिलगित चलो की तहरीक चलानी पड़ी, वरना इसकी ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती अगर हुकूमत हमारे उन एहतिजाजी जो मुख्तलिफ डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में हो रहे थे उन एहतिजाजों को अहमियत देती, उनको इम्पोर्टेंस देती।
Socio-political organizations have also announced that they will observe shutdown strikes in Gilgit-Baltistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir on 5th of February, when Pakistan celebrates its so-called Kashmir Solidarity Day. They say they are fed up with Islamabad's exploitative agenda and illegal occupation.
For the past 33 years, this day was observed as Kashmir Solidarity Day in order to promote jihad in Union Territory Jammu Kashmir. But now this is a paradigm shift. After 33 years, the people of POJK have refused to observe Kashmir Solidarity Day because they don't see any reason for issuing any solidarity with the people of Union Territory Jammu Kashmir as they see them prospering. Who needs solidarity is us, the people of POJK and Gilgit-Baltistan.
In a shocking incident, the Prosecutor General of Maldives, Hussein Shamim, appointed by foreign ruling party of Maldives, was brutally attacked on Tuesday, the local media reported. This comes amidst a political standoff between President Mohammad Muizzu and opposition MDP, which recently initiated an impeachment motion against Muizzu. According to a statement from the prosecutor's office, Shamim was hospitalized and is currently under treatment at the ADK hospital. However, amid strained ties with India, Qasim Ibrahim, leader of the Jamhuri Party, has urged Muizzu to formally apologize to India and Prime Minister Narendra Modi and seek diplomatic reconciliation to mend bilateral relations. Relations between both the countries got worse after 3 Moldavian lawmakers made derogatory remarks over social media against Modi. Colombo police on Tuesday fired tear gas and water cannons on protesters opposing the steep tax increase and economic crisis in Sri Lanka. An estimated 10,000 protesters joined the demonstration called by the opposition United People's Power Party, also protesting against the high cost of living after the government declared bankruptcy in April 2022. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa blasted the government for imposing the most inhuman pressure on the people and pushing 22 million people into starving. The island nation is facing a dire economic crisis while it prepares for presidential elections later this year. At the start of 2024, the government raised its value-added tax to 18% to meet revenue targets under the 4-year $2.9 billion IMF program. That could spark a renewed rise in key inflation rate, which had eased to 4% at the end of 2023 from a high of 70% in 2022. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good